mean, I don't know anyone that is married that comes and tells me we never fight. We wake up smiling, we go to bed smiling, we skip all day and it's all happy. Like that doesn't exist. That's bullshit. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty close to that, man.
Yeah. Like down a valley.
No, not like, no. I'm telling you, man, we did. Look, I'll let you go first, but like I'll spoil it for you guys, because for us it's like, look, I've been with Alex for 88 years.
88.
So we kind of we did all our fighting in like maybe a span of 5 to 10 years.
To another episode of Just Us Dads. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Dadversation. If this is your first time, head on over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You will be making us a huge favor that we will greatly appreciate. Also follow us on Facebook, on all the social media platforms, and all the audio platforms as well if you're more into the audio stuff. We got George. He's back. George and Chris, we're both here. How's it going, man?
I missed you guys, man. I missed you. My professional obligations kept me away from you.
Our five fans were wondering, where the hell is he? Is he still on the show?
I'm back to fuck it up. How are you?
Welcome back, George. Welcome back, man.
Thank you.
I love the fact that this is easy, and whenever we want, we can just connect and do this thing. But honestly, I can't wait to have you guys back in studio. Honestly, I just just the vibe that.
Look, man, 2023 probably.
In 23, yeah. So we can wait. We'll taste it.
We'll be able to try it for a few weeks this year and then stop it again.
Maybe. If we're lucky. You know, we've been telling everyone that we have plans to change the studio, bring it to the other place and renovate it and stuff. They're still wondering what the hell is going on. You've been saying it for 2 months. I told my wife the other day, I got to get started. She goes, why? Nobody's coming over. What the hell's wrong with you? It's just going to make me feel better. What's your problem? You know? But yeah, just to change things up. And I am going to get started though. And eventually, whenever we'll be able to, it'll be nice to just be back live, face to face. So how's it going, George?
Good.
Yeah.
Recovering.
Good.
How are you guys?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Chris?
Awesome. Just tired.
I missed a couple of interesting guests there.
Yeah, man. We had some interesting conversations that went well, and it had good reactions as well. So everything is good. By the way, for the people listening, on Monday there's a new blog dropping, so keep an eye out on that. And then later on in this month, there's another video that we'll be releasing as well. We're working on all those beautiful things for you, so look out for that. And again, just subscribe and hit that notification button so that you can be aware every time there's something new that comes on the channel. Guys, today I wanted to talk, because we've been discussing this for a while now. We're gonna get into like our relationships with our wives, but we're not gonna go into too much detail because a lot of our wives maybe don't like us to discuss these things. But very specifically, we're gonna be talking about how, not how often, because we don't really care how often, but how long does the frustration last after you guys get into an argument with your wives, and both on your end and on her end. I think I'm curious to know, because I'll start it off because I know that you guys are uncomfortable, so I'll just get the ball rolling.
No, just George's. Just George gets uncomfortable. I'm good. I'm fine. I can get in trouble for it, but it's fine.
No, there's no reason to get in trouble. Because it's weird. Actually, it's not weird. I'm actually grateful, but we don't get into fights that much with Joanna. Like, you know, like I've seen couples fight, like, I hate your parents and your siblings are horrible, like that kind of fighting, like I've seen that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm so happy.
Never and forever.
Yeah.
I can't stand your father and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They're not allowed coming in the house anymore. Get the kids away from them. So I'm grateful that we're not at that level, and I don't think we'll ever get to that level. And it's just crazy because when you look back, the fights that we get into are just stupid little things, and it's just different little stuff that just bugs you, gets under your skin. You're either having a bad day, and it's that one little thing, it's that one little drop that makes the liquid kind of spill, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing, it's no big deal. Like, when you think about it, like later on in that same day or the following days, you're like, that's what I got mad about, or that's what she got mad about. So it's really funny stuff. And we're actually talking about it, my wife, the other day. I'm like, what we're going to talk about the next episode? We're going to talk about this and this and that. She's like, oh my God, that's so funny. I can't believe you acted this way, or I can't believe I reacted this way. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see that there are couples out there that really have serious issues, and like they need like couple therapy kind of thing. You know what I mean?
There's people that beat each other up. You know that.
Yeah, of course, and obviously, and we're seeing this now in the news, right? I mean, domestic violence has surged. We're seeing all these women dying and being beaten and killed. We're not there. We're talking about healthy fights. You know what I mean? Because and it happens. It's normal. I mean, I don't know anyone that is married that comes and tells me we never fight. We wake up smiling, we go to bed smiling, we skip all day and it's all happy. Like, that doesn't exist. That's bullshit. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty close to that, man.
Yeah. Like down a valley.
No, not like, no. I'm telling you, man, we did. Look, I'll let you go first, but I'll spoil it for you guys, because for us it's like, look, I've been with Alex for 88 years.
88.
So we kind of we did all our fighting in like maybe a span of 5 to 10 years. So we're done. We grew together. You know what I mean? It's like we learned all about each other.
Everything's routine now. There's no questions. There's no more questions.
And it's awesome. It's perfect. I'm telling you, it's 99% just happiness, and like there's that 1%. But we did a lot of the fighting. Yeah. But that's done.
Like, what kind of fighting was it? Like, what would you guys get into?
Well, the normal arguments that every couple gets in. Look, look, this is what it is, man. I'll tell you what it is from what I've learned.
So you kicked her parents out of the house and said never be allowed to
No, look, the parents and the in-laws and stuff like that. Look, I'm very lucky. I have very good in-laws, but a lot of people hate their in-laws. But you know what? There's the difference between hating them in your head and hating them verbally. Yeah, like expressing how much you hate them. That's where it gets wrong. You can hate them all you want in your head. Just keep your mouth shut, and compromise. So,
hate is a strong word.
Hate, whatever, dislike.
Well, for you, it might be a strong word. For others, trust me, George, I know, I know personally someone, we're not going to say his name, and hopefully he doesn't look at this episode. He threw a lamp at his mother-in-law, like an actual lamp. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out, like that kind of level. You know what I mean?
So,
yeah, I feel bad for him that he feels that way.
Yeah, because you don't deserve that. I mean, you want to be happy, and you want that whole ecosystem around the family to be kind of in sync.
At least functional.
Yeah,
smile.
Yeah.
Like me, the little things that bother me, and like it's like a handful of stuff that just keep
repetition.
Yeah, it's repetitive, and it's like, and I don't know, maybe I do stuff. Actually, I think I know what my problem is, and it's not even like it's so stupid.
Me, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times when we go off a bit, and it's a lot of the kind of thing you're describing was just repetitive shit where I'm just a little frustrated with repeating it, or it's not done again, or something like that.
Yeah.
My reaction is so much worse than what I'm actually feeling. I bark. But I'm not actually that mad. It just appears that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you so defensive? I'm just mentioning it. No, you're fucking barking.
Yeah.
It's true, man. You're not really mad. It's just you feel like you need to express some sort of anger or whatever, and it just comes out like in my case. First of all, the debit card. The debit card is number one. and I'm exaggerating here, but I don't know how many times she's lost it. She's probably gonna say it's only twice.
Oh, mine too. Oh, mine too. Yeah.
You guys lose debit cards? I've never heard that.
I don't understand how you lose stuff.
Not since like high school. I haven't heard someone say that.
No, but I don't understand. Like, how is it possible? Like, I've been, and maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's a sickness. I don't know. Every time I leave the house, I kind of pat myself. I need my wallet, keys, and phone.
George, let me just. Alex has lost her debit card. She has 2 accounts. Her debit card, she's lost. Well, both of them, but there's one. We have a joint account. Yeah. She's lost that debit card so many times that she just gave up on renewing it. It just never got renewed. It was just like we give up on renewing this card. It's done.
But the annoying thing is that you go places and you're like, just, oh, give me your debit card. It's like, why? Where's yours? It's like a joint account. We both have one. I don't want my card leaving my wallet because I know I'm never gonna get it back, and I don't feel like calling the bank to renew. I don't want to do that, and that's the most repetitive thing. It's like, and you know what's frustrating? When you leave the house by yourself, right? Like your wife took the car, because my wallet is always in the car.
That's not a good thing either.
Well, whatever.
You know you're live. You know you're live, right?
Yeah, it's okay. So you're gonna have to break into the car or steal the car to get my wallet. And at that point, it's bad enough that your car is missing than the fucking car that you're gonna have to renew. You know, but. Like the worst part is, like, you take the car, you leave, and then you realize, okay, I gotta go buy something, or I gotta put gas, or the worst, you go to a drive-through. So you pull up in the drive-through, yeah, whatever, medium coffee, blah blah blah. You get to the window, you grab your wallet, and there's no cards. You know, do you know how frustrating that is? And you have no cash on you. And
don't you have a credit card then?
No, well, at that time, now I do. But back then, the credit card I never had my wallet. We always had it somewhere in the house in case, you know.
That's when you tell the guy, hey, would you want a massage? Can I pay you with a massage?
No, but you know how embarrassing it is? And I tell him, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. My wife has my card. Sorry, man. I'm sorry for the trouble. I can't buy it. It's so frustrating, man.
I would lose my shit. I would totally lose my shit.
That happens. Honestly, guys, it happens. I don't want to exaggerate, so I'll say at least every 2 weeks. But
oh wow. Oh fuck.
My card is always out of my wallet, man.
Imagine you're at Costco, you just finished your hour run, your cart's loaded, la 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 la. It's not in your fucking wallet.
Now I have my credit card always in my wallet, and she never uses the credit card. So it's always there. So it has happened where the card's not there, so I use my credit card. But God, guys, it happens almost.
Like, you know what?
It's on a weekly basis.
You guys both have this.
And it's like, oh, yeah, I think it's in my purse. Oh, I think it's in my jacket. And if you knew where it was, at least that's fine. But when you forget where you put it, there is like an additional level of frustration. It's like, God, what are you
George,
doing?
my wife borrows my keys and loses them. Like we lose the keys we lose the extra keys.
the spare keys.
The spare keys. We lose those. And
you guys lose keys, man.
The keys for us, guys, let me talk about the keys. We haven't used keys ever since we bought the house. We don't come in from the front door ever. So we just have the garage. You know, we drive in, we go through the garage, and we're in the house. So the keys we never lose. So the only important key that we have is the car key. Mm-hmm. And because the car is always in the garage, I always leave it in the car, because I know we're going to lose it. If it's in my pants, or worse, if it's in her purse or in her, or wherever the hell she thinks she has it. So I've told her, leave the key in the car. Just leave it in the car. So if you go out somewhere shopping or whatever, obviously take the key with you and then leave. But then when you come back, just put it back and leave it in the car. That way we always know that whoever wants to take the car, the key is in there. Do you guys know how many times, and this happens on a daily basis, not weekly, daily. I get in the car and I go to start it, and it's not starting. And I'm like, God damn, if I look down and I don't see a key, I'm going to pull a fucking fit. And it's just not there. Not there. Like I've had a point where, and again, see, like this is what we're saying with George. These are stupid things. You shouldn't be getting mad at them, but because they happen consistently, it triggers. It just triggers.
Can I make a recommendation?
Hold on. Once, guys, I'm in the garage. I'm trying to start the car, and there's no key, and I start honking. I'm like, beep.
he's telling the key to make its way to the car. Come on, key. Come on.
Oh, man.
What was the recommendation?
Put a bowl in the garage next to the door where you keep your keys and your fucking debit cards in there.
It's never because it's never gonna happen, man. The card stays in my wallet, and the wallet stays where I know it goes. You know what I mean?
Put the wallet in the bowl, and on your way out, you grab it.
No. There's no problem with the wallet. The wallet stays where it has to stay. The problem is the person taking the wallet and taking the card that she shouldn't be taking because she has her own card.
No, but you have a designated return area. Drop it there.
George, the minute that she takes the card from my wallet and doesn't put it back in that wallet, what guarantees you that she's gonna go put it in that bowl because that's the designated place? There's already a designated place, and it's in the car, in the glove box.
There's still hope. There's still hope.
There's still hope.
Try the bowl.
I'm still waiting for that. No, there's no bowl, bro. There's no way the bowl is going to work. There's no way.
Man.
The card is an issue. And so is the car key. I just today, like,
fuck, if you had some serious issues, it'd be fucking deadly.
No, but see, that's the thing. We don't have any serious issues. Everything is fine. Everything is good. You know what I mean? And my wife, she's the type of person that she's so calm and she's so like non-confrontational that she just smiles. Where the fuck is the key? Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you gonna edit that part out or what?
Like that's her nature. She's just one happy person, and it makes you feel even worse for getting mad because you're like, how do I get mad at that? It's like she's just so happy, like there's never any problem. Okay, it's on the counter. Sorry, and me like a loser, like a fucking caveman.
You bark like I do.
Yeah, man.
I think it's because we're Greek. I don't know. My dad's.
I don't know. Maybe we have a short fuse. I don't know. But
I know I have a short fuse. It's not a question.
No question.
It's like it shaves off a few millimeters every year.
You know what? You know what else is frustrating? And this also happens, maybe not daily, but at least weekly. The gas situation in the car. Every couple out there that shares a car.
You share too much. You're sharing keys, debit cards, accounts, cars.
Well, we don't need two cars, so I mean, it's pointless for us to have two. I mean, you have two cars, so you don't live this problem. Chris, well, now you do, but before, when you guys had one and you're sharing it, I'm sure you probably lived it. Like you wake up in the morning to go to work or to go wherever you have to go, and the thing is on empty, and you're wondering, did she not see that big orange light in front of her that it's empty?
Yeah.
And it always happens that you're in a rush in the morning. Like you're late to take the kids to school and you're like, shit, we're not going to make it. Oh my God, I can't stop at a gas station. The kids are going to be late. So I got to risk it. Let me just go. Whatever happens, happens.
You know what's another pet peeve of mine, man? The empty box.
What empty box?
The empty box in the cupboard.
Or like box
in the pantry. Like that gets me, man.
Your wife?
Yeah. Yarasumoto does it. But it's like, think about it. You have an empty cereal box in the pantry, but it's empty. Like there's not even a use. It was just put there. It wasn't put in the garbage or in the recycling.
You know what happened to me just a couple of weeks actually?
That gets me crazy.
Same situation. We had a box of cereal and it was empty. So we bought a second one, which was full. And for some reason, that empty one stayed there for an extra 2 weeks. Okay. But the full one was next to it. So you know that every morning you're grabbing the full one and you see it. It's in your face. So at some point, I'm like, you know what? Let me just throw it away. I'll do it.
Yeah. It happens with milk too, man.
No.
One drop. Like
but she comes down. She comes down and she sees the cereal. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm throwing it away." She's like, "No, but there's still some cereal." I'm like, "Babe, there's a full there was literally 6, 7, 10 cereals on the bottom." Throw it away. If we're keeping this box in there for those 10 little cereals, there's an issue somewhere else. You know? Oh no, there's still cereal in there. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, this is happy stuff. This is not the frustrating stuff.
No, there's no fight there. I mean, you want to keep it. But the other stuff that are more repetitive, the debit and the key, it's like I've reached a point where I should just stop complaining and stop getting angry at this point, because it's just to be expected.
That's my recommendation.
Plan around it.
Recommendation.
Plan around it. Get a bowl.
No, I've developed a reflex. When I sit in the car, I check my wallet. The first thing is check my wallet. Are all cards inside?
Adaptability.
Yeah.
The key, you always leave it out because your first instinct is, okay, start the car, and you're like, why is it starting? What's wrong? And then you realize that the key is missing. But yeah, no, these things, man. And the other thing that just gets to me is the extension cord or the water hose. Do they not know how to roll these things, man? I don't get it, guys. I do not get it. I don't get it.
Look, you're talking to the wrong person, because I'm obsessive about that stuff. Like my always perfect coil. There's nothing. There's no binding into the letter S or anything. It's perfect. Yeah, I take the time. I twist it the right way.
Yeah.
I understand that, but me, even like my friends piss me off with that. So. I see my friend rolling up his own wire. It bothers me.
I remember once.
I'll tell you when that bothers me. Often my wife, when she's putting away groceries, and she likes to do things fast, because you could get more done if you do it faster, but you don't rotate. You just put shit on top of the old stuff, and you open the new shit, and the old stuff's right under it, just sitting there. That drives me nuts.
No.
So then me, the garbage disposal, I'm rushing to eat the old stuff before it goes bad. I can never enjoy anything fresh.
Nothing goes to waste.
It's okay, man. Let this guy eat the garbage.
I remember once, the whole situation, just to go back to the whole situation, I remember once I got so fucking pissed. I came back from work, and my mother-in-law was here. And this is where you feel bad, because your wife did a good deed, but instead of focusing on what she did, you're focusing on what you don't like, and it just pisses the shit out of you. So I come home, and she had washed the garage. So obviously she used the hose, okay? And I come home, and I didn't notice it, because you just pull out or whatever. So when I came out, I'm like, oh, cool, it's washed, So I come around the car to get into the door, to get in the house, and all I see is the water hose. Like fucking tangled, like that what she did, as soon as she was done, she just grabbed it and threw it and just tossed it as much as possible to the wall. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, how am I gonna undo this now and make it look normal? Roll it up, and it pissed the shit out of me, man. Oh my god! But see, these are the things where you think about it, and you're like, dude, it's just a fucking hose. Like, how did you react this way? But on that moment, it bothers you, man. It gets under your skin. It's like, roll the goddamn thing, the extension cord. Dude, I've spent literally a good 15 minutes untangling extension cords and undoing knots. How do you get a knot in an extension cord?
You keep pulling.
Yeah.
Keep pulling. So how long you stay frustrated?
Not much. Like, it usually lasts maybe half an hour. Like, I probably talk to myself. I'm like, fuck, like, until the thing is done, and then maybe, I don't know, another hour after that. It's usually gone. Like, it doesn't stay on forever. Yeah. Like, it can't. Like, if you keep a grudge for a week because of a hose, there's a whole other issue. George looks like he does keep a grudge for longer.
I'll email you when I'm done being frustrated.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, these things, and there's so many others, but
it's not like you're constantly frustrated, man.
No. It's just that these.
It's just when they reoccur, it's a continuation of the last time. That's the problem.
Yeah. But the thing is, here's the problem. We're thinking now from our end.
No, I know it's the same shit from their side.
I'm sure that if you asked Johanna what frustrates you about George, it would be repetitive things. And I know the one repetitive thing I don't even know why it gets to her.
You throw your underwear on the floor.
No. That I hate that. I disgust myself. Like there's no underwears anywhere. Like on that, I can't. Even as a child, I couldn't leave my underwear lying around anywhere. It goes straight to the dirty laundry basket.
Or on your dad's head.
I don't think those were worn.
Inside joke, guys. Inside joke. Sorry. I just had to mention it.
Just for the record, it wasn't an underwear, but it's a joke that has stuck around for fucking forever.
Decades.
Oh,
Decades
God.
old.
Yeah.
I think in my case, if you were to ask Joanna, it would be the belly button fuzz.
You flick it anywhere in the house. While you're watching TV, you let it fall.
George, I would use George's recommendation and put a bowl for the fuzz. you need a bowl for the fuzz.
You have like 5, 6 all over the house, wherever you spend most.
It's like ashtrays. Wherever someone chills and lays back.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like, and I know, but I think honestly that may be the only thing.
I never get that, man. Like
Bro,
my belly button.
I'm sure there's more.
How do you never get that, man?
I never get it.
I know you're the only guy I know that doesn't get.
Dude,
I think you just don't check.
No, I check all the time, but my belly button goes about 1.5 to 2 inches inward. So I have 2 inches.
It's in there, bro. It's in there.
And there's never any. You know what? I think because it's 2 inches, it's too far.
Get a vacuum. You gotta get deeper, man.
It never accumulates because it's so deep.
Like I know for a fact that, like I know before she even mentions it to me. Like I can hear in the house, oh, you babe. Like
fucking linty spider, disgusting.
How do you get disgusted with a little cotton with a few hairs attached to it?
Because it smells like a belly button. That's why.
What's wrong with that? Like, do they realize how much hair is in the fucking shower drain?
Oh man!
Have you used that thing to pull it out? It was like a horse's tail came out of my drain. It was. I have pictures. It was 1.5 meters long, this thick strand of hair. Yeah. I freaked.
Yeah, but it's the belly button fuzz. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Like it's a little piece of cotton with some meany little hairs, curly hairs. No problem, you know.
Fucking horse's tail.
Yeah, but the horse tail that you pull out of your shower drain, totally normal, man. Don't worry about
it.
Oh man,
we should do a video on that. Ew, babe, ew. Meanwhile, you don't know where to step. You don't know where to step in the shower. You're like, what's going on down here?
Oh man.
God.
Venus and Mars, huh?
Yeah,
man. Peach fuzz. What else does she get mad about? I don't know. Chris, there must be a lot of things that Alex gets pissed about. No,
man.
She doesn't mention it.
I told you we're like in harmony, man.
No, I think there's a lot of things she just doesn't bother. She's like, at this point, what's the
It's like you know, you check your wallet before you leave.
But that's the mind, because look, I could relate to everything you guys are saying, because that was like us maybe 10 years ago. You know? And it's like we don't do it. It's you know what it is? I'm telling you, the mentality is very simple. It's if you could change something, change it. If you can change it, change the way you think about it. So then you get to the point where you just start changing the way you think about things, and then nothing bothers you anymore.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I get frustrated, but it's seconds.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like, and I'm not saying that it magically happened. I had to work on it. But you work on it, and then it's like, fine. What are you going to change the person? You think you're going to ever get Joanna to really take the hose and do perfect little loops. It's never gonna happen.
Well, yeah, because lately she has been doing it. Actually, she even mentioned it the other day. She goes, "Did you notice I rolled the hose?" I'm like, "Yes."
That's it. That's it. And then it's gonna go back to normal. It's gonna go back to normal.
I'm like, "Was it difficult?" No, it took a couple of minutes of your time. You rolled it, looked perfect. I didn't even notice that you used it. How wonderful was that? You know?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if she had an idea to measure something with her measuring tape, that hose is taking a backseat.
But we're at a point where I have accepted the fact that maybe once a year I'll be buying a tape measure because we lose the other ones. We don't know. Well, I don't know where they are. My wife takes them. She doesn't remember where she leaves them. So yeah. What did I find the other day, man? And she's like, "Oh, that's where it was." God, I can't remember. Oh my God, yeah. Remember I told you guys when spring comes, it's like the idea factory, right? So like every day or every 2 days, there's like a new plan. There's a new idea. So we've been talking about having a shed in the backyard, which I want. So, and she's been looking at different sheds, and I'm like, we should go measure. I go, I don't know, it's difficult to tell you what we should get. We don't even know the space that we have. So we go in the back in the corner of our of our yard, and we start measuring. And I'm like, do we put it this way, that way? Like a very human conversation between a man and his wife, this way, that way. Is this the best place? Maybe down there. So we're looking at different areas. And then as I'm measuring, I look down and what do I see? A pair of pliers. They're all rusted. And I'm like, I've been looking for this for the last year. I go, what the hell is it doing? And she goes, oh, that's where it was. I used that to put the Christmas lights around the fence before Christmas time last year. I'm like, you didn't realize that you dropped like pliers? She goes, oh no, but it's good that we found it. I'm like, yeah, it's all brown. Does it even function anymore? Like nothing's
George,
happening.
You just offered me some perspective.
What, that everything is fine on your end?
No, because I bitch that fuck. I always have to do everything like that myself. If someone had to put up those Christmas lights and use pliers, it would have been me, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, why can't she do some of this stuff herself? Now this is the other side of the fence where the person who does it leaves my fucking tools in the snow for fucking 6 months.
So
I
you're glad
fucking
she doesn't
lose
do it
my
anymore.
shit. My tools in the snow. I'll lose it.
Cynthia's gonna watch it. It's gonna be like, see, George, that's why you should do it. Do you want me to lose the tool?
Like I said, you just offered me some perspective, George. Maybe I should change the way I feel, eh, Chris?
I'm telling you, it works. And you know what? There was one piece of advice I got from this old guy that we used to work together when I was at Platia. There's two wise men. I'll tell you at the end. I'll tell you the other wisdom. But this guy was awesome, and this is what he told me. And like he would just throw little nuggets of wisdom, but you had to ask for it. He wouldn't just tell you. So I saw him like it was like he reminded me of my dad, uneducated, but there was wisdom. So we started talking how long you've been married and blah blah blah, and what do you do? And this is what he told me, and I've applied it ever since he told me that. I applied it. He goes, whatever you do, whatever you fight about, never go to bed angry.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay. It's like you solve it before you go to bed. Always sleep at ease. Yeah. That was his advice. And it was brilliant. Yeah. So I just started applying that. And it was at the time where we were fighting a lot more. Like now it's fine. Like I don't even need to correct before I go to sleep because it never turns into anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a good piece of advice, no?
Yeah. It's funny because Joanna's grandmother told her that too. When we got married, she had spoken. She's like, "A little advice I can give you," and she said exactly that. Yeah. It's sometimes it's hard. It's hard.
It's hard, but you fix it, man. It's that you can't be. You know what people don't understand when they're angry. I'm telling you guys, I rarely get. I still get, but I never keep the anger, and I try. Like, I'm at the point where very little things bother me.
It's because you don't own any tools.
You don't have a water hose, man.
I think so, man.
If you saw your guitar on your deck in the middle of winter, you wouldn't be happy.
No, you're right. I don't know any tools. That's a good one. No, but it's like, you just don't want to be angry. When you get angry, it's worse for you.
It's the wisest choice is to let it go.
Yeah, always.
For it's always the wisest choice. It's not an easy it's not an easy decision to make.
Or things have been rearranged. The other day we were doing some work outside. I cut a tree down. Whatever. I thought did we record this? Did I tell you guys? I'm not sure if we have this on episode. Anyways, we cut a tree down in front of our house, and my
were any shoulders dislocated?
No. My father-in-law came. He helped. Unroot the bottom part and everything. So during winter time, all the summer shovels and all the other gardening tools, I don't keep them in the garage. They take too much space, so I put them in the back under the balcony. So I went and I grabbed them and I brought them. And usually I leave them in the garage because I know that throughout the whole summer, spring and summertime, we use them all the time. So instead of having to go all the way back of the house, and so I always leave them in the garage. I don't know what happened, and I didn't get mad or anything. It's not. It has nothing to do with frustration, but it just goes to show you that just magically things just disappear. They decide, let me rearrange the garage. So actually the other day I wanted to dig up something on the side where we redid our the plaques there, whatever I put. And I'm like, okay, let me just go get the shovel. Now I know that they should be in the garage because I brought them back, and usually they stay there and they're nowhere to be seen. And not only did the shovels go back, but a bunch of other stuff too that was in the garage went back. I'm like, where the hell is everything? Oh, I brought everything in the back. I'm like, why? But we're going to use it all the time. Just leave it here. She goes, no, I brought it in the back. I'm like, okay, like an idiot. You got to walk all the way around the house, go in the back and pick it up. So yeah, magically things just seem to get rearranged. Yeah. And you notice, you walk in, you're like, something is missing, something isn't.
Yeah, that fucking 6
the way I left it. yeah, exactly. You're taking like a good minute to scan the room. You're like, well, what is off?
You guys better get used to it, because the older your kids get, the more things they find to annoy you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you about the tree. I think I messaged Chris about it.
Which tree? Oh yeah, you told me about the tree.
So I'm in the bathroom doing what I have to do, and I get a text message. Are you almost done? Come and help. I go, what is it this time? So she sends me a little picture. She has the handsaw cutting the tree. Yeah.
Like for the wood.
Yeah. And just, like this is a cedar tree, so it's not like one giant trunk. It's like 5-6 different ones, So she's cutting one of them, and she sends me a picture. She's like, "Are you coming?" I'm like, "No, I'm shitting for the rest of the day." She's like, "Come on." I'm like, "Okay." Now, let me just clarify something. When we bought the house, I bought a chainsaw. That chainsaw, I didn't even get to use it once. She came, she goes, my father needs a chainsaw at their house. Do you mind? I'm like, yeah, sure, take it. I never used, like in the box, okay? So she brings it back. She goes, I'm not sure it works. I don't think it works. So my father-in-law started the chainsaw, thought he could use it. No oil in it. Nothing, like he put it, yeah. So garbage, straight. Like it burned. It didn't work. So I told her, why don't we get a chainsaw? She goes, no, we can do it with a saw. I'm like, okay. So I get outside. I start cutting. There was like 4 or 5 different little trunks. We put them down. At this point, we're not even sure if we're allowed to cut it. So you should see her. As soon as one was falling, she would like magically just rush and hide the tree in the backyard. She's like, I don't want the neighbors to see. I'm like, you don't think they're going to notice there's something missing from the front of the house, man? You know what I mean? Anyway, so we cut everything down. And then she's like, you know what? Let me read if we're allowed to cut. I'm like, what difference does it make? The tree's down. Now you're going to read after we cut it. So anyways, finally, everything is fine. Thankfully, we were allowed to cut it because of the distance it was from the house. And then we come in the house and she's like, tomorrow we're going to go buy a chainsaw so that we can cut those trunks in little pieces. I'm like, why didn't we buy the chainsaw to cut it in the first place? And I got blisters in my hands cutting the tree down with a saw.
George, I think you tired Panusi. You've tired him. You've exhausted him.
Like, what
Look,
is
he got exhausted from listening to the stories.
Yeah. But it's
those poor tools.
yeah. Other than that, life is exciting. You know, every day there's a different.
Hey, at least she's hands on, man.
Yeah, I don't blame her. You know, I told her Saturday I'm gonna go over Chris's house so we can film a few things. She's like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll think of something to do around the house." I'm like, "Why don't you take the kids and play? Go to the park and play. Don't touch anything." She said, "No." So now she was looking at pictures. She goes, "I'm gonna rearrange the bushes in the front. I'm gonna fix the landscape." I'm like, "Just do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want."
Awesome, man.
Yeah. Because initially she said, "I'm gonna fix the fence because our fence next to the neighbor it's old, so it came out. Like, I mean, it's all crooked, so we need to fix it." She's like, I think I'm gonna try and fix it." I'm like, "Do not touch the fence. Just leave it. We'll take care of it this summer. No worries." So yeah, so she's stuck at rearranging the bushes, which, you know, that's fine. It's okay. Yeah, no, guys, I'm telling you, spring comes around and it's like we're everything is in full motion here. Every single day there's something. There's pictures that come in. You think we can do this? Like you can see her thinking. Like it's funny. Like I look at her and she's like searching things. I'm like, what is she thinking about now? She's gonna, at some point I'm gonna hear, "Babe, you know what I've been thinking?" That's the key phrase. "Babe, you know what I was thinking?" Oh man. Yeah, Chris, you're lucky, man. I mean, you live somewhere where your dad is downstairs. He takes care of everything. No cutting grass, no landscaping, none of that stuff.
No.
Would you ever be willing? Do you ever see yourself living in a house where you would actually have to do this stuff, like the landscaping and the yard work and all that stuff?
No.
What about Alex?
A house doesn't deserve me, and a dog doesn't deserve me.
Oh, the animal guys. I don't know.
You know, I'm a great person. It's just, I can't take care of a house and I can't take care of a dog. Everything else I'm good at.
I have a feeling that I'm probably going to cave in when regards to the animal. I don't want one.
Oh, they're already asking me. I know, and I'm saying no.
Yeah. Me too.
It's not fair to the dog. It's not fair to the dog to have me as an owner. I won't do it. I'll forget. I can't prioritize it. And I know it's, once you get it, you can't not walk it. You cannot take it.
No. You take care of it, and it becomes a member of the family. You fall in love with it. And,
absolutely.
It's supposed to, but a lot of people can't offer that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, exactly. And for us, it's very difficult, man. The park is next door. They see dogs all the time. Oh, dog, bye-bye. The other day, I drove to my cousin's house in Bedford just to drop off some Easter stuff to their kids. And they acquired new family members. They have a little rabbit.
Oh, nice.
Are they going to eat it?
No.
We ate our pet rabbit.
Like, how many animals are you going to have in here?
It was a pet for 2 days.
You have a dog, you have a bunny rabbit, and they have the two little, what are they called? They're not mice, but they're bigger. They're
hamsters.
No, bigger than hamsters.
Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not helping the situation, man. I come here, you're throwing all these animals in my face. My kids are going crazy.
Yeah, there's a new dog in the lane right now. A nice, I think it's a golden retriever. A nice little puppy. Cute. Yeah, it's cute. It's good. It's good what other people have.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
I know one day we're gonna end up getting it for sure.
Yeah. I kind of feel that
I'm not against it. I'm not ready for it because
me too, man. Me too. And I feel like it's sooner than later, and I just don't want to even think about it.
I mean, you guys are fine. I think though your situation is a good situation.
What do you mean?
In terms of you don't need to neglect your pet.
No. We're home very often. I mean, it's a good setting. It's just that
you just got to take them out twice a day minimum to take a piss.
Well, it's not twice a day because I grew up. My aunt had dogs, and they need a good 3-4 times a day.
I said minimum. You take them out twice a day because people who, let's say you worked all day, you wake up in the morning, you take them out, and you come back at the end of the evening, you take them out again.
Yeah,
and then one more time before bedtime. Let's
look,
say
the
3.
advantage is that we're home during most of the day, so I mean, the dog is going to get a lot of care, a lot of love, a lot of attention, all that stuff.
That's why it's not a terrible.
It needs that, but you have to be ready to commit. If you're not ready to commit, you stay away from a pet.
That's the thing, man. The thing is that I know that I'm going to be the one doing everything. You know what I mean? And that just is like, why? Why? I'm gonna have to go walk it. I'm gonna have to go bathe it. I'm gonna have to feed it. You know what I mean? Like kids get excited, but they're excited for what? Half an hour?
And you have a garage too. It's a good place to put the crate.
Yeah.
No, it's good to have a crate.
Yeah.
Dogs like their crates. It's
Really?
like their own bedroom. Yeah, nobody else comes in there. It's their space. They like it.
Okay.
Anyway.
There you go, man. Go buy a dog. I'm lucky because Gerasimo's kind of allergic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we don't know if we were sure with the cat he had allergic to. Yeah, he was allergic to the cat.
I'm allergic to cats, but I pet them all the time. It's something you get.
Something you get used to. But the dogs, there's hypoallergenic.
Hypoallergenic, yeah. But they're not my favorite.
There's some nice ones.
All right.
Anyway.
You almost convinced me.
Dogs are fun.
you convinced me.
Let's wrap it up. You had some other wisdom to share with us, Chris. Do you want to share it here before we?
No. There was 2 guys where I used to work with. That was 2 old men. So the first guy gave me that. That was his wisdom, you know. That was his advice, and it's awesome. And then there's a guy number 2, same age, but this is what he told me. Okay, this is
polar opposites.
Yeah, totally. So he goes to me. Well, he was in Greek, so I'll try and translate as best as I can. But he was like, so how do you do it? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do you do it? I'm like, it's like, what position do you like? I'm like, whoa, wow, man, look, this is starting. It's a little direct.
And this is an older guy.
Yeah, he's an older guy. But I know
older than your dad.
He's trying to share some wisdom with me. You know what I mean? He's like that. He's like, ask me how. So I go to him, look, I'm like every guy, man. I like this, I like that, you know, whatever, normal. He goes, when you get to my age, you're gonna do it hallway style. I'm like, what? Hallway.
Hallway. What
the hallway style, yeah, hallway. In the hall, right? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, I'm thinking an old man. I'm picturing him and his wife, you know, it's like
the hallway.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, you actually go and you do it in the hallway? He's like, no. At my age, you do it hallway style. You cross the hallway, you tell her to go F herself, she tells you to go F herself, and you go to bed.
It must have been love.
Oh, man. I'm like, wow. You tell her to go F herself, she tells you to go F yourself, and you go to bed.
You cross the hallway.
That's it, man.
It's like the only contact they have in the day.
They tell each other to go after themselves, you know?
Oh my God.
That's pretty pitiful, man.
No, but I'm just telling you, I'm just sharing the 2 different guys. There's 2
These guys don't even bother fighting anymore. It's like, go after yourself, you too. Thank you. Good night. Oh man. All right, guys. On that note, we're gonna let you all go. Thank you again for tuning in. Stay tuned. There's a lot of interesting things coming on the channel, and we're very excited about there's a lot of good stuff coming. We're not gonna say anything now, but we're working on some original and fun stuff to bring you guys. So once again, subscribe to all our platforms, hit that notification so you can know when the new stuff comes up. And thanks for watching. See you all on the next episode. Ciao.
Bye.